Hi everyone, Meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center on this finally Friday evening for our 7:15 weather show, though I'm a little tardy. It's a 7:20 streaming show, so my apologies on that, but hey, we'll get the show going. We are talking about, a pretty nice start to the weekend. It's a little cloudy, yes, it's a little cold, yes, we do have a freeze warning in effect tonight. However, we're not talking about severe storms, at least for the next couple of days. Big plus, right? You got to be optimistic. You got to have some kind of optimism to have, especially considering all the active weather we've had the last couple of weeks. But what we're going to do is talk about first that freeze warning. It's the latest alert we have right now. And then, because I'm a little late, we'll give you that forecast first. It's my promise to let you know the forecast for tonight, tomorrow, and the 7-day forecast. And then we will kind of go into more of the details. So right now, yeah, radar is quiet. But let me switch this over to our latest freeze alerts. So here we go. This is in effect from midnight tonight until, I believe, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check this real quick. Yep, 9 a.m. Look at that. I can't be smart sometimes, right? So yeah, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. is when the freeze warning will expire. So if you haven't had to do so already, the last couple of mornings have been quite cold. Any kind of sensitive plants you may have, make sure you cover them up because it's going to be cold enough to damage them or harm them. Okay, sorry, my phone's downstairs. I was going to share it, but forgot to share with the fact that we're live everywhere you stream, except for my Facebook page. It's live on the Fox 19 Facebook page. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Again, this is the freeze warning. It's in effect for tonight from midnight until 9 a.m. It's because those freezing conditions, temperatures may fall down, I think as low as 28. Yep. So 28 degrees, which at that level, if it gets 28 degrees or colder, it's considered a hard freeze. And even durable plants have a really hard time getting below 28 degrees. At least, I should say, plants that grow in the spring, as opposed to, obviously, like trees and things of that nature. Anyway, let's just keep going here. Let's give you that forecast first. Again, it's what I do for back when I used to do 19 at 6, and that was the tonight, tomorrow, and the 7-day forecast. So I got to find my graphic here. Give me just a moment. But doing the weekend mornings and my evening stuff's all shuffled around. That's on me, though. Let's do one more thing. How y'all doing this evening? It's a nice Friday. It's a little cloudy and gloomy, yeah, but, at the same time, though, not bad. It's better than, hey, you got to take what you can get. This is not bad weather compared to what it could be. So let me go ahead real quick and edit one thing real quick here. Let me know what how your Friday evening is going so far in the comments. See if we can turn off a couple of these things. Okay. Graphics will pop up behind me real quick, but I'm going to switch it over to the graphic for tonight. The computer is taking its sweet time. Here we go. All right, tonight's forecast. Thanks for bearing with me. Tonight's forecast. We're dropping down into the lower 30s. By 6 a.m., mostly clear skies. Winds will be light out of the north at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. In fact, much less than that, so a lot of frost could easily develop in these kind of conditions. Then we go into tomorrow. We're looking at a lot of sunshine for the bulk of the day tomorrow. Maybe a few clouds in the afternoon with some of that daytime heating, quote unquote, but high temperatures will be in the 50s. And here is that 7-day forecast. We've got a high of 56 for your Saturday. Again, mostly sunny. Could have a few of those clouds developing later in the day with, again, the daytime heating. Then we go into Sunday. Right now the icon is looking dry. However, I do think there is going to be a chance of some rain that moves into the afternoon. We got a warm front moving in, and that's why we're looking at substantially warmer conditions between Sunday into Monday. And that warm front is going to have with it just enough punch to give us some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, nothing more than that, but just some scattered showers primarily coming in Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. Then we go into Monday. A very warm start by contrast to tonight. High is 72 for Monday. And Monday there is going to be a chance for maybe a couple of stronger storms. It looks like right now, and I'll show you the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for it, but it does look like a primarily wind event currently, which I know we've had so many of those, it's hard to keep track of how many we've had, but we are looking at the potential of damaging straight-line winds with any thunderstorm Monday afternoon and evening in particular. Then Tuesday, a few showers. Then we begin to bottom out down into the 50s for highs going to the middle of next week. And then we're looking at more unsettled weather towards the end of next week into the following weekend. So that is your forecast first. We're a little bit deeper in a dive on the forecast than I originally anticipated. But hey, I'm going on late and I've been not as organized as I normally am. So that's my gift, going extra in the 7-day. Okay, let's take a look real quick at a couple of cameras, shall we? Because I love to see the view of Cincinnati. We got a beautiful city. We're very fortunate to live in an area like this. Although I know as of recently, it's kind of hard to think that way because of the flooding and severe weather. Of course, the winter storm we had back at the beginning of the year. But hey, here's a positive. You can actually see the serpentine wall now. You can still see some of the concrete there still soaking wet, as there's going to be a lot of debris pickup here just from all the lowering water levels in the coming days. So that's something that we're going to have to continuously monitor here at Fox 19. And then here's another beautiful view. Turfway Park. Beautiful green, luscious grass there at the park. And got some of those upper level clouds. And temperatures here this hour are in the mid-40s. So it is chilly. It's been quite cold for the areas that are cloudy. Areas where it's not been as cloudy, it's been in the low 50s. So we've got that going for us. Again, I sound very optimistic, I know, for those of you who think this is really cold. It is. I understand. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those Facebook comments and questions. Susan says, good evening, Ethan. We need a nice weekend. It's been chilly today. Yeah, it has been. Susan says, do you like the mornings or evenings better? I'm a morning person. I prefer mornings, but I can be a night owl too. I'm kind of all over the place. So I guess my preference is mornings, but I'm cool with whatever. Brenda, learn how to read. Well, Brenda, learn how to be a nice person. How about that? I can read. It's just computer slow, getting things settled in. Be a little patient and kind. That goes a long way. Darla says, good evening, Ethan. Do you think we'll see any more severe storms like we had with the flooding? I had flooding in my basement. My ceiling fell through from all the rain. I'm sorry to hear that, Darla. That is, that's unfortunate. I hope you're able to have the resources you need to get that repaired, and hopefully no one was hurt or injured, anything like that. Right now, Darla, no. The severe threat we have coming up on Monday, it is, again, like I said, for winds. The heavy rain scenario for it does not look to be as significant as what we had. But, yeah, so the severe weather situation, Darla, for Monday would be a wind thing. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. But when it comes to flooding, I'm not as concerned right now. There are no indicators of anything significant like that at this point. So, but that's a good question, Darla. And again, I hope you're doing okay. Jeff says, Ethan, it feels like fall out here. No lie, I like it. That's why I'm optimistic, Jeff. I like fall weather, so that might be why I'm okay with this. Also, I will say, if we're doing any kind of spring stuff outside, whether it's gardening, planting, heck, maybe even mowing, I need to mow soon. My aunt and uncle's lawn is getting quite thick, but it's also very muddy. So if I try to mow, it wouldn't do any justice. It'd just make a big old mess in the yard. But that being said, I kind of like it when it's like this, being outside working, because you're building up a sweat, you're getting warm, but it's cold enough to where it doesn't feel, you don't feel like you're going to overexert yourself. At least me. Susan says that was awesome. Not sure what you're talking about, Susan. Arlene says you're doing a great job. Right out there with Steve. I really appreciate that, Arlene. That means a lot. Steve was somebody I grew up watching, and he's helped me out in so many ways. I am very appreciative of him as a mentor. So it means a lot to hear that, Arlene. Jeff says, and I hope no tornadoes or anything Monday. The chance is low right now, but it's not zero. In fact, we'll just dive into it since we've made a few comments about it already. Don't want to bury the lead here. Let me go ahead and get this adjusted. Yeah, this week it seems like the computers just don't want to work. So that's why we've been kind of playing catch up here. But right now it's been fairly cooperative. It's just been a little slow. Gotta give a little tap on the back. All right, so this would be for Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So day 4. Let's switch it over here. Go ahead and turn this on. There we go. So we have a slight risk of severe weather pretty much for the entire Fox 19 now viewing. Again, this is for Monday. In fact, let me go ahead and put that there. That way we're not freaking out. There we are. So Monday, April 14th, we have a slight risk. It's a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. And again, right now, the concern looks to be wind. It doesn't look to be flooding. With any thunderstorm, there could be some hail, lightning, of course. Tornado threat, it's low, but it's not zero. And some of this is a little conditional, too. It's going to depend on how things go in the morning. And with that being said, let's take a look at our forecast model. So let me go ahead and see, hopefully. Okay. So again, tonight we got some clearing taking place. Tomorrow, a lot of sunshine. Saturday night, clouds move in. So Saturday night to Sunday morning, though temperatures are going to go down in the 30s. Don't expect any frost. Don't expect any hard freezing conditions. The cloud cover, it acts like a blanket. It prevents that radiational cooling effect that allows for frost to develop. And it'll be cold, but it's not going to be as damaging to plants for Saturday night to Sunday morning. And mind you, with the cloud cover, it could be a little bit of breeze too, coming in Saturday night to Sunday. So play this out. You can see Sunday afternoon. What this is here is a warm front. Or I guess this is the warm front somewhere in here. This is kind of the, what's the right word? Kind of the edge of the front. And that warm front is going to move its way to the north and east. And as it does, it's going to pull in some southwesterly flow. That's going to give us that warm overnight low Sunday night in the 50s. And then Monday, highs in the 70s. And that's going to set the stage up for that potential for stronger storms. So there's that warm front. Again, showers in the afternoon and evening. That's Sunday. Then Monday. This is where there's going to be little question marks. So one positive in this is there's not much sunshine. So there's going to be some limited instability here, which is a good sign. However, can't let our guard down. Reason why is because, as I mentioned, that's a warm front. That's going to bring in warm air. So you got a lot of heat. You're also, when you're behind a warm front, with that southwesterly flow of the warm air, you're also getting a flow of Gulf moist air. So you're getting some moisture too. And on top of that, you got cloud cover, you got rain up here, so you got moisture. Moisture's in the region. So you got heat, you got moisture. Do we have winds? Yes, we got winds. So 3 out of the 4 ingredients you need for strong thunderstorms will be present. The last part, that instability, that's the question mark here. But there is enough evidence to suggest that there will be some instability in the region, hence why we have a slight risk of severe weather. So it's going to be a little dependent on a couple of things here, but we're taking a look at Monday afternoon, Monday evening. So let's back this up. Let's go Monday, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. So here is that system. As it makes its way down here, it's going to have with it strong straight line winds. It's going to kind of bow. You kind of notice here how this is bowing out. So it's organizing itself and it's going to begin to bow, and you're going to notice it kind of curve its way towards southeast Ohio, towards Athens. Beautiful place. Yep, there it goes. You see kind of tilts that way, goes into the mountains of Appalachia Monday night into Tuesday, and then some residual showers behind that storm system Monday night into Tuesday. So that's what we're looking at for Monday. So there's a lot of things we got to look at as we get closer, but it looks like a primarily wind event. If there's any kind of tornado risk, it's a small spin up potential, and it does not look to be as prevalent as the previous events that we've had. So winds are going to be the big thing on Monday. Some downpours, sure. Any thunderstorm that's strong enough is going to have a good downpour with it. I do want to look at the wind forecast real quick. And while I'm waiting for that graphic to load, I'll take a look at a couple of comments here. Barb. Good evening, Ethan. When can I start planting my flowers outside? You do a great job. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Barb. That's a very good question about planting flowers. I don't want to lead you astray, but I haven't planted flowers yet myself just because, obviously, looking at the forecast, you know, there's going to be those frost and freeze periods, too many of them for me. But I recommend going to a local garden center. There's a lot of good ones out there. So Barb, depending on where you live, the Highland Garden Center over in Highland Heights, not too far from Alexandria, great resource to go to. Actually, one of my first reporting stories here at 19 I did with them. So ask them, you know, they're experts on knowing what kind of flower it is you're wanting to plant, knowing when it's going to be good to do so. So again, Barb, I want to give you that answer, but I don't want to lead you astray. Depending on what kind of flower plant you have, where you're going to plant it, those things kind of matter in this kind of scenario. So Barb, go to your local garden center, wherever it is. There's one by me in Milford, and I haven't gone to them yet. Again, things have been really busy lately, but I would say do that, and they'll get you set up. There's another good one in Anderson Township. It is, I'm trying to think what road that is. It's off of, it's up to the sea. It's off of 32. And I can't think of what it is. But it's south of Newtown. It's near 8 Mile. There's a place called Native Roots, another great resource. I did a story with them too about planting trees. So it's great. Sorry, I've been rambling a little bit here. Tammy says, you're doing an amazing job, Ethan. Thank you for giving us the weather updates. Thank you, Tammy. Means a lot. I appreciate that. Jeff, I was just hoping it's not overnight. I want to see what's coming. And Ethan, you all at Fox 19 do a great job. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and Erin Ashley does a great job. Erin, our newest meteorologist member here at 19, she Goshen High School graduate. She's from this area, Bobcat like me, so she's went through the meteorology program I had to go through. So a lot of respect to her, and she does a great job. She's very talented, and I'm really excited to see her continue to grow here at 19 and be a great asset to the Cincinnati community as a meteorologist. So, Stacy says, thank you, Ethan, for the updates. Charles says, thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks for all the flowers. I appreciate the thank yous. Okay, let's go take a look at the winds. So, make sure this is all set up. This would be not far enough. Let's go back. Let's go to Tuesday. Okay, so a little bit of a breeze out there right now. It's not bad. It's manageable. It's chilly though. So taking a look at Saturday. Winds aren't bad. We go into Sunday. Sunday morning, again a slight breeze, but the cloud cover that's moving in is going to limit that frost potential. Now, if there's any kind of areas that are still kind of clear, frost will easily develop, but especially for areas west of I-75, west of I-71, I don't think frost is going to be a big issue. Frost might be an issue Saturday night into Sunday morning for areas to the east, closer towards the Scioto Valley. So Clinton, Highland, Adams, Lewis, maybe even Mason, Brown counties could have some frost Sunday morning. Whereas areas west, including downtown area of Cincinnati, will likely not have frost Saturday night into Sunday. Anyway, we'll go and continue here. Sunday, a little breezy, manageable. Wind gusts maybe at 20, 25 miles per hour. Then we go into Sunday night into Monday. Winds will still be a little breezy. Monday morning commute. Expect to see wind gusts at around 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. I'll take a note of that for myself coming into work. So Monday during the day, wind gusts will be anywhere from 25 to 30, even locally higher amounts of wind gusts than that. And if you saw the model data I showed earlier, by 1, 2 o'clock, that rain is still north and west of the tri-state. So outside of the storms, it's going to be breezy. Again, we have the ingredients for strong storms. Warm, moist air. You got some good winds. Not just the surface, but a little bit higher up. Whether there are different types of shear, but we call it shear. It's either a change in speed or direction of wind the higher up you go. We got that. And with the winds being strong at the surface, that's partially evident of that. So we got those three things. It's the instability, it's a question mark for Monday afternoon of whether or not this is going to be really strong or severe. So we go into Monday evening, Monday night. This is eventually when that thing passes through. Models have a hard time detecting the winds in a thunderstorm, so it's not really showing it. But that line will pass through Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and then by Monday night, the winds will be a little breezy, but not bad. And then Tuesday will be a breezy day with that post-frontal rain. When I say post-frontal, I mean the line of showers and storms that are moving through Monday afternoon, Monday evening, part of a frontal system, and behind that, there's going to be some residual showers, just on and off light showers. And with those, it's going to be a little breezy. In fact, it looks windy now, so something we might want to consider in the updated 7-day forecast, which I'll be doing here in a little bit, and you'll see that update on the First Alert weather app. Okay, so we went over the severe risk, showed you the 7-day, showed you the winds. Let me see if, when did he update this? Okay, so the Ohio River levels, this is as of 6 o'clock, so I didn't get a chance to update this before we went on here. As of 6 o'clock, no more flood stage. Very positive. Still near flood stage, though, at Cincinnati and the Markland Lower, but a lot of improvements. So really positive to see that. And the other creeks, streams, and rivers, no flooding there. At least according to the Water Prediction Center and affiliates with the National Weather Service. No oranges or reds or pinks over the weekend, last weekend. My goodness, it was a lot. But that's behind us now, and it's just now focusing on cleaning up and just looking back on all of it. It's just a lot of significant flooding. The Kentucky River down in Owen County, the third highest on record for that river gauge. That's a lot. Okay, so here's the 7-day forecast. I will show the 14-day forecast too. So let's go ahead and go through that. So today, we were only in the 40s and low 50s. Saturday, we've got, I just realized I'm on the morning 7-day. Let's switch this over because I clicked the wrong 7-day. Yeah, we have different 7 days because if you're working the morning or the evening shows, the days shift. So, have the right one now. Tonight, we got a freeze warning in effect for the entire tri-state area. Temperatures rurally, say that 3 times fast, will go down into the upper 20s. Cincinnati low, 33 degrees. Saturday, a lot of sunshine, high of 56. Sunday, maybe a few showers in the afternoon, got a high of 62. Monday, we got those showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. Looks like it could be a straight line wind event. Monday afternoon, Monday evening. Very warm though, highs in the 70s. Tuesday, 61, a few showers. Also looks to be windy. So keep in mind Tuesday, if you're trying to do any kind of outdoor activities, it's going to be windy. Wednesday, sunny, a little bit colder. Highs in the mid-50s. Thursday, a few evening showers. And then Friday, rain and thunder with a high of 59 degrees. That is your 7-day forecast. Now, let's go beyond the 7-day forecast, taking a look at the 14-day forecast, going all the way through the following week of Easter. And unfortunately, Easter looks wet. Got a high of 62 that day, so manageable temperatures, but still below average for this time of year. But then every day after that looks wet. And there's no truth to this. There's no science behind it. But something I grew up hearing from my grandma, my great-grandma, my mom, Easter service. Every time it rained, the same thing was always said. You might know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, the wives' tale, if you will. If it rains on Easter Sunday, then expect it to rain the next 7 Sundays after. Again, no truth to that. There's no scientific evidence for it. It's kind of like the Farmer's Almanac. It's folklore, it's interesting, it's kind of fun, but there's no truth to it. But it's still something I always stick to. Anytime it rains on Easter, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, is going to the Prospect Methodist Church out towards Berrysville. That's where I grew up. My grandma always said that every time. I remember when I was learning to drive, the parking to that church, part of it's in a yard. And we always park in the yard and have to walk across the road. And every time, it just made me think of that. So it does look wet. And we are looking at a showery pattern that week after Easter. Okay, take one last look at questions and comments before we hop off of here. I'm going to do some updates on the forecast and get ready for the 10 o'clock newscast here on Fox 19. All right, Darla says thank you. Appreciate that. Saying that we're great with keeping everyone informed with the weather. That's why we do the jobs we do. We want to, help people with the forecast and making sure you know what to do. Whether it's the boring days of knowing whether you want a jacket or sunglasses or long sleeve or short sleeve, or whenever things do get serious. That's our job. So thank you. Linda says, thanks for the update, Ethan. Could you give us your schedule so we could see you? Appreciate that. So, Linda, my schedule now is, so I'm filling in tonight, doing the 10 o'clock show. Tomorrow night, I'll be on 19 at 6, as well as the 10 o'clock newscast on Saturday night. And then after that, for the foreseeable future, I will be on weekend mornings. So you'll see me on Saturday and Sunday mornings. You won't see me on the weekdays anymore. My schedule got changed. So I'm just going to be on weekend mornings here for the next couple of months. Or about the next month, I should say. But thank you. That means a lot to hear that, Linda. Tammy, are these temperatures normal for this time of year? No. Our normal high is in the low 60s. We're only in the 40s and 50s. So we're going to be below average the bulk of the next 7 days. The exceptions to that, or I should say exception, singular, is Monday. And that's it. Okay. I believe we've answered all the questions and comments. So at this point, we're going to hop off of here. So thank you so much for those of you joining us here on our 7:15 weather show. Went on a little late. My apologies. But hopefully you can join me for the 10 o'clock newscast right here on Fox 19. And we'll kind of go into more details on this forecast, of course, giving you the update. And then you'll see Jeff Creighton, meteorologist Jeff Creighton, tomorrow morning beginning at 7 a.m. on Fox 19. And then I'll be back for 19 at 6 and the 10 o'clock newscast tomorrow night. That'll do it for us. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here in a little bit. The 10 o'clock newscast. Have a good night.